What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to almost the final day of the Advent calendar. We only have one more day to go after today. So today is day 23, and boy, was I surprised to see this for sale, dude. Woo! Alright, it is the M4190GF in the Advent offer. And they even sell it separately for about 23 euros. This is shocking to me because I never expected any of the GF tanks to be for sale like this ever again. The reason why is that this is a tier 8 premium light tank from before the light tank changes, just like the 57F and just like the Type 64. Now, the reason why I never expected this is because unlike the other tier 8 light tanks, this one obviously never got nerfed. So this used to compete with the top of the line tier 8 scouts. This used to compete with an RU-251, yada yada. Now, it is the exact same, but it can be top tier. So you can face 7 tier 6s. 5 tier 7s and 3 tier 8s, and you'll be one of the tier 8. That is insanity. Even in 5-10 matchmaking, you meet 10 tier 7s. This tank will shred everyone pretty violently, I think. By the way, it's the same in all the other servers, so don't worry about that. But yeah, the M4190. Let's get right into it, okay? So what we got here is an excellent scout tank that is really good at pretty much everything except passive spotting. And that's because, in my experience, this thing has trash tier camo. I don't know what it was, but it was infinitely worse than the Bulldog at tier 7 back in the day. And I'm pretty sure, compared to the new tier 8s, this is still the case. And that is that, you know, the base camo is shit. However, fuck that, right? Fuck all of that. Fuck passive spotting. Boring as hell. Sitting in the bush is still really good. It's fine. So yeah, we got a Bulldog that goes 72 kilometers an hour. Decent power to weight. Then everything else is fantastic. -8 gun depression. 17 gun elevation. Also pretty sweet. 240 alpha. 182 base spin. 250 heat span, aim time of 1.7 base without third stabs. 0.36 dispersion is decent enough. Shell velocity of 830. The heat is also 830, which actually surprisingly enough kind of helps shooting, because then if you switch the AP to heat, there's no difference in shell velocity, so you still have to aim the exact same way at moving targets and such. So that's not the biggest issue, right? 830 is pretty low, but manageable. Perfectly manageable. Armor-wise, we have absolutely nothing. And the health as well. What I did notice in this tank as well, the fire chance seems really high. When I was free marking this, it was actually so high that I ran it like this. I ran it with a automatic fire extinguisher, food, and a big repair kit. This is how I free marked it. However, you could just run the regular memes where you run it like this, especially because now you can reuse your consumables. This is probably the better option, but I would highly recommend running fire extinguishers. Also, with 400 base fuel range, you can just run it with optics, rammer, and third stabs. And you already have 440, and that's without a crew, so you're gonna be well above 445. But yeah, I ran it like this. I ran it without a medikit. I ran it with chocolate, and then I ran it with vents instead of optics. And I ran it with Brothers in Arms. Of course, I had a good crew, so I had Recon, Brothers in Arms, situational awareness. You still have 456, and you have the best DPM and gun handling you can get out of the thing, which is really nice. However, most people will run it, like I said, more normal, which would be like this. We have 471 fuel range, which is excellent. So the other biggest meme about this vehicle is, and that's especially hilarious now that it can be top tier, is that it has a HEP round, or HE round. with 102 pen, 320 damage. Now, if you meet targets that you can pen with 102 pen, which actually will happen fairly often. Think of other scouts, Rheinmetals, Nashorns, that whole spiel. A lot of tier 6 mediums, Cromwells, stuff like this. You got 3,447 DPM. You will absolutely smoke other scouts in one-on-ones. Absolutely smoke them, as long as you manage to not hit a gun mainland or tracks. You know, if you're sure about your shot and you load to HE, by God, you will shred things, dude. Like, if we compare, let's see, what would you have? Like the new tier 8 light tank that came out for America, the T92. You see a fair amount of these. 31 armor. It's nothing. So let's compare this to the other things at tier 8 nowadays. It's an entirely different roster than when it first came out. So what you're looking at is a whole lot of red, except for power to weight. That's the only stat where this tank fails to deliver, and that is power to weight. However, I really do not notice this whatsoever. Like, when I'm playing this tank, I just don't notice this whatsoever. And it also has the terrain resistances that are way better than most, except for the M41 Bulldog, which is only slightly better. All the other ones are worse, so it still feels fine. But this is the only thing you might notice, is the power to weight. But personally, I never noticed it. Alright, so we have 102 HE pen that gives us 3,500 DPM against selected targets. Playing a tier 8 scout means you will always meet another tier 8 scout. Now let's take a look at their armor layout. 25, then we have 90, 14, and 40. This means you can absolutely Shrek frontally anything but the Russians. Anything but the Russians you can fucking do horrible things to, okay? It's crazy. Especially like the Hawk 12 is so easy to HE pen, it's crazy. And even other Bulldogs as well. Just hit the fucking, like, just hit a dead center and it will just chew through them. And none of these tanks have the same capabilities, I think. Maybe the Hawk 12 has another HE shell as a German tank. But I'm shocked that they're selling this. And I'm almost more shocked that they're selling it standard for like 23 euros. I think the servers are not safe anymore. Because these things are gonna swarm the servers, I think. And there's gonna be a lot of idiots playing them and a couple of tryhards. So you better load some more HE shells. Because this thing as well doesn't have, you know, the biggest amount of armor at 25 all across. So yeah, load up some more HE shells because these things are gonna fucking swarm the server. And if you haven't realized it, yes, I recommend buying it. I almost hate to say it. Yes, I recommend buying this. But insane tank. I free marked it. Yeah, insanity, dude. Insanity. So yeah, hope you enjoy yours. You will see a lot of these in the next couple of days. Give it a week or so and it will die down again. But yeah, fantastic tank. Yeah, that was it. Tomorrow, hopefully, a new tank. I hope it's a new tank, and I hope it's not that freaking super heavy German that they've been showing off. If that's the German tank, I'm gonna be so fucking disappointed. I don't want more super heavies at tier 8, and I don't want more super heavies that make money at tier 8. Okay, I don't want to see it. Anyway, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Thanks a lot for tuning in as always. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Maybe leave a comment on what you think about today's sale. And what do you think it's tomorrow? Do you think it's going to be the German one, or do you think that's too obvious and they're going to sell something else? Anyway, that's it for me today. Peace out, everyone.